From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening and a big Monday evening on Evenings LA with incredible details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. In this recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check that the President, the House, and the Senate want you to have. We'll be going over the monthly amount and the amount at issue and the reconciliation process. Then we'll be cutting to fifth stimulus that has not one but three major breaking news stories, including a fifth stimulus check and raising up your benefits lifetime. Then we'll be turning to thousands of dollars of money you can get right now. And then we'll be turning to Biden did it. The President of the United States signs a major deal for fourth stimulus overseas that anchors it all to the finish line. I have all the incredible news on a big Monday evening, live, direct from Santa Monica, this Monday afternoon. And I hope you're having a beautiful Monday evening or afternoon, depending on what time zone you're in. I'm excited for you to join me on a big night. The weather's beautiful here in Southern California today. It was sunny, but as you can tell right now, the sun is settled down and it has a nice onshore cool breeze coming here in Santa Monica. How's the weather where you are, where you're tuning in from? Drop in the comments right now where you're watching from and how's the weather. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, tonight on Evenings LA, we'll be going over the monthly stimulus check. How much at issue, when, how, and all the incredible breaking news, including Biden has done it, a major deal hatched by the president about fourth stimulus. Then we'll be turning to fifth stimulus that raises your benefits up a lifetime and also gives you a stimulus check. Oh boy. And then we can turn to the big money you can get across the board. This is LALATE, your only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel, the biggest and only one in the United States, live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. I'm next back with you on Overnight's Crypto. Stay with the show. It takes you automatically into that hit show right after this one. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Let's get right into that monthly stimulus check from the House and the Senate. The House bill provides a monthly stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Senate, July to December. Let's look at the monthly payouts. House, $1,000 a month after the first month of $2,000. Senate, monthly amount unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Wow. The senators reportedly want to pay you $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000, or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. That is per person. Now let's go back to one of the fascinating twists, which is the pandemic plus 1 year from the House. Insiders believe that may get reduced to 1 year because the pandemic may be considered over by the time they vote. That would result in the House bill paying you 12 months, which would be $13,000 over 12 months. Compared to this, over 6 months from the senators, oh boy. Get ready to vote right now. House or Senate, I think you have an opinion. Which one do you like? House or Senate? Vote right now in the live chat or in the comments of this video and tell me where you're watching from and how's the weather is. Let's go over everything else you need to know about that fourth stimulus check for the Democrats. First, who gets it? Democrats want everyone who got a third stimulus check to get a fourth stimulus check. 75,000 or less, single individual, fourth stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less, double the fourth stimulus check. Family of four, quadruple the fourth stimulus check. And then if you are on benefits, the Democrats want you to have a fourth stimulus check. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, rural benefits, and veterans benefits, fourth stimulus check for you. The fourth stimulus check is not income, so it's not taxable. The fourth stimulus check is a monthly stimulus check. It's a monthly stimulus check. It's not waivable. So don't try to wave at the stimulus check because it won't wave back at you and you'll think that they are so rude, those stimulus checks. Hi, stimulus checks. It didn't wave back at me. How rude are you? It's not a waivable check. It doesn't wave. then the forced stimulus check would be the same amount for single individuals, adult dependents, minor dependents. Everyone gets the same forced stimulus check the Democrats represent. The Democrats want that forced stimulus check to go to a final vote by July 4th. That would mean that you get that forced stimulus check in the month of July for the month of July, in the month of August for the month of August, and it wouldn't wave back at you. And there you go. That is the first of your 3 parts of the forced stimulus check updated 2021 in this video. But in the second part, we go over Biden did it. He waved to the check. No, he didn't wave at the check. He did something else. I'll be going over the incredible great news about the forced stimulus check in the second of 3 parts coming up in a second. But first, here's a preview of this third part of this video. Second part of this video, which is fifth stimulus. Another stimulus check? Yes, under fifth stimulus, OMG. Plus raising your benefits up lifetime, and 3 major breaking news happening today. I have all that coming up in the second half of this video. But let's get some money. It's time to get some money. I feel in the money for some money. Let's do it. Third stimulus has passed, and as soon as it passed, a $1,400 stimulus check went out, but I immediately told viewers, guess what? There's $5, $10, $15, $20,000 you can get right now, and it's landing this week. It's for rent, mortgage assistance, utilities, homeowners utilities as well. Rent is about $5,000, about 4 to 6 months of rent. Wow! So get a pen and paper ready, or if you must insist, a Crayola crown, and get that pen or paper or Crayola crown ready, because I'm going to go over a lot of money you can get in this video. Stay to the very end. We're going to be getting that rent first, and you're going to reach out to different places that have different eligibility. So if one says no, reach out to the next. They have different pots of money as well. 6 places to start. Here we go. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. The keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. That's rent assistance because of COVID. You're not going to say words that they don't know, like rent assistance because of sirloin. Who? Yeah, they won't get that unless they're fans of the show. So rent assistance because of COVID or mortgage assistance because of COVID. And congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this money. But boy, if you gotten a penny or a lot more than a penny from this channel, then drop in the live chat because it really inspires other viewers, inspires me as well. If you're new to this channel, that's what I do. In March of last year, when this channel launched, in April last year, when this channel launched, I got viewers $25 million of EIDL loans to save their home, their businesses, and their employees' homes. Then in fall of 2020, when second stimulus wasn't going out, I got people $250,000 of rent and utilities. Well, we're back getting that money right now, and it's that $5,000 of rent to start. Guess what? We got more money for you. And one viewer got $6,000 because of my videos last Monday. What is it? Snap. Snap is one of the big success stories of this channel. Lynn Glenn got it for herself and her son, send best wishes for her son, and also for her mom. Gail got it as well. What is it? It is money for the Department of Agriculture. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Or call 211, get connected over. How much money is it? It's a lot. Family of 4 in Hawaii now gets upwards of $16,000 a year because of SNAP. Why so much? Because of 2 executive orders, one from Biden, one from Trump, that raise your benefits up 15% between now and December. So go get that money. Incredible news. Look how we're doing. We are only 9 minutes of this video, and we've gotten $5,000 for rent, $16,000 for SNAP for family of 4 in Hawaii. Let's get some more money. And it's $5,000, and that $5,000 is for you. Where's it coming from? The state. The federal government has identified states as owing you money back. Why? Because the states had overpaid you unemployment assistance and then asked you to return the money because they had a computer error. Well, the federal government said, nope, that was your money to keep and their state to fix their computers. So the federal government has ordered those states to return the money back to you. Yes, very exciting news. So go get that money. It's automatic. It comes from your state. Reach out to your own respective state for routing times. And there you go. Well, we got another pot of money. You ready for this one? It's coming from the federal government. It is the refund of your IRS taxes. Exciting details. That refund of your money from the IRS taxes is coming now. It's coming in the month of June. Cod got it. Margaret got it. Other viewers will continue to get it. How much is it? When are you going to get it? How do you track it? Let's go over all the details. First, how do you get it? How much is it? Let's say you had $9,000 of unemployment assistance. You paid a total tax bill of $5,000, of which $4,000 was your taxes on unemployment assistance. Congratulations. You're getting back $4,000. Where? To direct deposit, if that's on your tax return, or to the check in the mailbox. When? Month of June. Can you track it? Yes, about 70% of the time. Go to irs.gov, set up a username and password, go in there and do a transcript search. 70% of the time it works. And you'll see tax return you filed, taxes you paid, and refund check coming to you. And there you go. Exciting details. Is there anything more exciting than this? There is. And the thing that is more exciting than this is the second part of your fourth stimulus check updated 2021. And we're getting to it right now. Biden has done it. Incredible details. Biden has done it. Fourth stimulus is heating up with a major deal by the President of the United States over the weekend, which anchors fourth stimulus to the finish line. I'm excited for you. What did he do? He signed an international treaty which pushed fourth stimulus over the finish line and now allows the Democrats, senators in the House, to remove provisions about the corporate tax rate no longer needed. OMG. Let's go over how we got there, starting right now. It started when the Friday before Memorial Day weekend, Leader Schumer announced three things that I have been reporting. One, that we're currently under the reconciliation process. Number two, the reconciliation process will end July 4th. And number three, it'll end with the passage. All right, how do we get there? With Jalopal. Jalopal had written a letter to Schumer saying, call the vote on the recon. But more importantly, who signed the letter? That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats. Those 12 House Democrats are among the 100-plus House Democrats who had written the president a letter earlier that said, we're going to put monthly fourth stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. OMG, that is incredible. Wow, can we top that? We can top that. When 7 House members a week earlier wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to put monthly stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. OMG. Why do they say that? Because they're on the subcommittee that's solely and exclusively responsible for doing stimulus checks in the House of Representatives. Oh my goodness. Did they write the first stimulus check? They did. Did they write the second stimulus check? They did. They write the third stimulus check? They did. And now they say they're also going to write the fifth stimulus check. Fifth stimulus check? Yes, that's coming up late in this video. Oh, wow. And they are currently marking up the bill, we've learned. Whoa, that is exciting. Which brings us now to what happened with the president over the weekend. Over the weekend, the president did something that no one saw coming. In fact, he said he wasn't going to do it now. He said he was going to do it in the fall of this year. What's at issue? The president of the United States had done something 2 weeks ago, which I explained was confusing. I need to slow down on, and let me slow down on it right now for you as well. Fourth stimulus is paid for by raising the U.S. corporate tax rate. That's the taxes paid by corporations in the United States. Well, to pay for the U.S. corporate tax rate, what was the president going to do? He was going to do something with the G7 countries, going to get them to raise the global corporate tax rate. And how is he going to how is he going to raise the global corporate tax rate? He was going to do it by reaching out to the G7 countries. And those G7 countries, he was going to do it by having them raise the global corporate tax rate. The global corporate tax rate was a real key issue for the president because he couldn't figure out how to keep businesses in the United States. And by keeping the business in the United States, he would raise the global corporate tax rate. But he wasn't going to get this agreement until the fall of this year. And finally, he surprised everyone over the weekend when on Saturday, he suddenly got the G7 countries to agree to it now. A month earlier, 2 months earlier, 3 months earlier. This is huge. It anchors fourth stimulus over the finish line. It anchors fourth stimulus to the finish line by saying, hey, we don't need these provisions in the fourth stimulus. They're now into international treaty. OMG, this is wonderful. Is there anything more wonderful than that? It is, and that is the volunteers. If you need help with rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance, reach out to the volunteers. They're on the community page, and they'll help you get that rent, utilities. Where are they? Open the description of this video. Go down in the description of this video. Find the volunteers at the emoji of a house. There it says community page. Then click the link to go to news.la.com/community. The volunteers are there to help you get that rent, utilities, and food and internet. Reach out to them, and they'll help you get that money. More about them in a second, but coming up after the commercial break, exciting details still in the third part of our fourth stimulus check update of this video. And the fifth stimulus heats up, not just with a stimulus check, but more. It's coming up after this commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues in the second half of Evenings LA tonight with more exciting details about that fourth stimulus check, that monthly stimulus package, and also the fifth stimulus package with another stimulus check and the raising up of your benefits, and more about what you should anticipate for tomorrow, Tuesday, about the fourth stimulus. This is LA. Make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record for a reason. The most comprehensive, the most inaccurate, and the most in-depth coverage from Wall Street to Main Street. Everything you need to know across the board. Like this video, 3,000 likes. Every like helps. If you're in the live chat, hit that like button right now and consider becoming a member. Let's get right into fifth stimulus, starting off the board. Fifth stimulus has not one, but three major breaking news stories tonight. Number one, another stimulus check. Fifth stimulus will have another stimulus check that will likely go out in January 2022. The fifth stimulus was confirmed by the Democrats in the House who write the stimulus package, saying they're going to put a fifth stimulus in there as well. Fourth stimulus, by their mindset, would likely run for 2021, and fifth stimulus would start running in 2022. Details of it are still pending. Then we also got the incredible details from the President of the United States, dedicating $1 billion to the Social Security Administration Fund. This is huge. This is to facilitate new processes to ensure that you get your benefits and your checks and your stimulus checks quickly and on time. This is perhaps the most exciting news I have heard in a long time. Why am I so excited? Because I made hundreds of videos till I was almost blue in the face, and trust me, I don't want to make them again, about Direct Express by Comerica. Oh my goodness. If there was another video I could go without, is Direct Express because of Comerica. I have not got to the Direct Express from Comerica for my third stimulus check. And my Direct Express card, I'm waiting for my third stimulus. Oh my goodness. It was just a mess. And then remember that guy, the commissioner that didn't give the data over to the to Treasury to send out your stimulus check. All that mess. Biden has done it. He's dedicating $1 billion to just get rid of all that nebulous, ramp up the processing, get new computers, get new staffing, ensure that all the benefits go out on time, just in time for that fourth stimulus check, monthly, just in time for the benefits, and just in time for stimulus. If there's ever a time for you to no longer say, they don't care about us, this is the time they care about you. This is the time that they're making sure that you get your benefits on time and just like everyone else. Huge, wonderful news. Which brings us to the big other third item. And this was shocking. It was Thursday. The Consumer Price Index number was released Thursday for the month of May 2021. It's a number that gauges retail sales. Retail sales of consumer goods like gasoline and food and groceries and car sales. What did it show? Growth, of course. Of course it went up. But how much did it go up? Highest growth of 1 year in nearly 30 years. Wow. Which caused analysts to say this is going to happen with the inflationary rate. They think the inflation rate, which is currently going like this, is going to go all the way up to a big peak temporarily, or what they call transitory, and then come back down. They think that peak is going to happen later in the year. This is huge when understanding how your step up of benefits under fifth stimulus works. Let's go over all the details starting right now. Fifth stimulus heats up this fall by raising up your benefits one time, then applying that inflationary benchmark, removing the asset limit, then removing the income exclusion and removing the marriage penalty. Let's go over all the details that you need to know about how this works. First, they're going to raise your benefits up lifetime. We got that. Who's that for you? You. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, multiple benefits, they'll be raised up one time. Then they'll apply the benchmark. The benchmark is applied every December for next year's benefits. If the number is a positive number like 1% or 2%, then you step up 1%, 2%. Pretty easy. But this time, the benchmark is going to be inflation. It will not be CPIE, as Elizabeth Warren proposed, or COLA, which are very horrible low benchmark numbers. It's going to be inflation. And let's go back to that chart. That inflation rate is supposed to reach a very big peak later this year. You have to hope that it reaches that temporary transitory peak right when they apply the benchmark before it goes back down. Here's why this is huge. Benefits step up. And once they step up, they never step down. So let's say the inflation rate right now is 3% and it goes to 10% right when they apply in that benchmark. Then your benefits would step up 10%. Not just next year, lifetime. That's why this is huge. Once your benefits step up at that rate, they never step down. OMG. Then they're going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. It's going to go away. They're going to remove the 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. It's going to go away. And then the marriage penalty will end. Love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. Viewers like Sandy and Rob will be able to marry and no longer fear the marriage penalty. You'll no longer worry about losing benefits or be penalized if you're married. And there you go. That is fifth stimulus. There's a lot in fifth stimulus. There's a lot in fourth stimulus. And there's tens of thousands of dollars for you to get under third stimulus. But if you don't know where to get it, you may never get it because a lot of it's application based. How do you learn what you're entitled to? By becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat in the pinned comment. If you're on the live chat, people with purple hawks next to the name are members. Consider becoming a member because you're sent from me daily via the YouTube community page a breakdown of everything that's in third stimulus, fourth stimulus, and fifth stimulus for you to get. It's important for you to know this money's available for you because most of the times it's tens of thousands of dollars more than just a stimulus check. So consider becoming a member. Which brings us back to fourth stimulus with more exciting details in our third and final part of the fourth stimulus update of 2021. In this extended Evenings LA broadcast, we're going to go over first, the voting time, second, your Q&A, third, fake narratives, and finally, purple power. Let's go over the timing. The timing is critical because it's important for you to know the 9 steps to get from point A to point Z. Point Z is July 4th. Step 5, 7, and 8 are the most important steps for you to listen in this duration. Let's go over the steps. The first half are procedural. The second half are substantive. Step 1, the House calls a procedural vote in the subcommittee. Step 2, the House floor calls a procedural vote. Step 3, the Senate votes on the procedural bill. And step 4, the President signs the procedural bill into law. Time for the tow truck to pass over the finish line, but also time to go get that tow hitch, the substantive bill. Step 5, here we go. The House subcommittee votes on the substantive bill, which they have been marking up. Yes, those 7 House Democrats. So if they want to add stimulus checks, that would be the place in which they add them. Step 6, the House votes on the substantive bill. Step 7 and 8, the 2-day Senate Democratic vote-a-rama. It's at that point that the senators introduce amendments to whatever was given to them from the House. So if the House gave them something with no stimulus checks in there, they can amend and add them in there. If the House gave them something with a stimulus check in there, they can leave it alone, or they can amend it. And step 9, the President signs it into law. There you go. Next, Q&A about fourth stimulus. Let's go over some Q&A. First, when do we see the amount the senators want to have? Or why aren't the senators showing us the amount they want to have? Here's what you need to know. The vote-a-rama is a cloak and dagger, secretive, hold your cards to your chest situation. Some people have taken the inability or the choice of Some people have taken the nuance of the votorama as sort of a personal offense against senators that, well, the senators just don't want to tell us how much they want to do. No, that's how the votorama works. They intentionally don't want to tell anyone what they're doing, when they're doing, or how they're voting on it, because that's the way they do it. They hold it close to their chest because, one, they want to make sure they get all their Democrat colleagues on board to pass the votorama. Two, they don't want to tip off the opposing party. Three, they don't want the other side to know that they're even calling it for a vote because they don't want them to be prepared for it. And four, they are sort of dependent upon what the House gives them. So if the House gives them everything they need, they don't need to change it. So that is why the senators do that. Next, who's talking about forced stimulus? Everyone who's giving it to you. The president's talking about forced stimulus. He said over the weekend he likes forced stimulus. The House Democrats are talking about forced stimulus. The Senate Democrats are talking about forced stimulus. The print media, broadcast media, are all talking about forced stimulus. In fact, they're citing repeatedly that letter from those 7 House Democrats to the president over and over again. So who is not talking about forced stimulus? The people not talking about forced stimulus are the people not giving it to you, the GOP and the conservative media. Then, next question I'm getting is, does fifth stimulus overlap with fourth stimulus? No, because I think what they're thinking is fourth stimulus is this year and fifth stimulus is next year. Are all Democrats on board? Yes. Joe Manchin has been asked by colleagues, especially the senators from Georgia and also Schumer, and he is on board. Everyone's on board to pass fourth stimulus. Finally, it's important to know that the fourth stimulus ramps up and ramps up quickly. But as it ramps up, there will be fake narratives. And there's just so many fake narratives out there. So it's important for me to do what I've always done with you, and you've been really wonderful with this, is give you information ahead of time in the event that something happens so you know what it is. Back in 2020, we did that when the Temple of Doom was rejecting things. And I said, at certain points where it was irrelevant whether she rejected it or not, because she was no longer part of the process. So I said, it doesn't have anything to do with her rejecting. Then there are other times at which I said, ignore what Pat Toomey is saying, because Pat Toomey is not. So I was always getting you prepared for when things were important. Well, number one for this week is the problem creators. Ugh, they're back. Oh, Lord. The problem creators are back, and they were back on Friday. But my prediction is they will be around all this week, next week. They'll be around all year long. They're not going on vacation. They're just not going away. I wish they would. The problem creators are problem creators. Because what do? They like to book themselves on broadcast media, and they do nothing. They, through second stimulus, got you 0. Through third stimulus, they got you 0. Everything that they've ever proposed or ever written in a beautiful blow up with a backdrop and a gorgeous, rocket star entering with pom-poms and everything, never got passed, never got even written, because no one subscribes to what they're particularly doing. So why are they doing it? Publicity. So if you do hear from the problem creators this week, just say, hey, I've seen that show. It was boring. I watched it on I watched it on rerun. I don't need to watch that show anymore. So ignore if you hear from the problem creators, because they're not part of the situation. Number 2, if you hear from Mitt Romney, I don't even know why I'm even bringing up him, but if you hear from Mitt Romney, ignore it. How many Mitt Romney bills have there been since this channel's been around? There's been a Mitt Romney hazard pay bill. There's been a Mitt Romney Social Security bill. There's literally been a Mitt Romney bill for everything. And I fully expect there'll be a Mitt Romney bill for me. There'll be a Mitt Romney purple guy bill next week. There's just a Mitt Romney bill for everything. He's very good writing bills. I like him. But, does anything ever pass with him? Of course not. Why is he doing this? Political cachet, just trying to get your name out there. There's a lot of different reasons why politicians do this, whether it's a book deal, donations for their re-election campaign, or donations for presidential campaigns, or, advancing themselves politically. Next, her, the protagonista with her telenovela from last Friday. There was a Democrat who literally was just out doing her own little thing, and finally, by the middle of the day, she issued press releases saying, hi, I have a big agreement with people. No one had agreement with her, and they started firing back. Said, we didn't agree with you. What do you mean you had agreement with us? Needless to say, I expect her to be back. I don't think she's ever going to go away, because she sort of wants to be the focal point. Joe Manchin was not part of her messiness, so don't expect him to ever go into that universe. And there you go. I fully expect this to happen. In 2020, here's the best example of this. In 2020, Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders promised you that they were going to block the bill when it lands at the Senate unless it had $2,000 stimulus check in there. Appeared on broadcast media, appeared on another broadcast media, quoted in all types of media, conservative, liberal, all types of media. We're going to do all this wonderful stuff for the American people. What did he do? Zero. Josh Hawley did nothing. What did Josh Hawley get out of it? The largest campaign donations of a person running for president that has yet to declare. He got fortunes of campaign donations because people were very excited about what he was promising to do, and that he didn't do it. So I don't want you to take the fake narrative, whether you hear someone talking about something and run with it. Finally, Purple Power. Purple Power is back on, baby, and boy, you have been doing great. I went in from Friday to Saturday morning. I was shocked and unhappy because I went on social media Saturday morning, and between Friday night and Saturday morning, there was a total of 11 tweets about MSC and Purple Power tagging me. 11 tweets in 12 hours. I said, that ain't going to cut it. Viewers were irate, and several viewers jumped to the live chat, said, folks, you need to stop that. You cannot be so complacent. A lot of people had tougher words than complacent in the situation, because these are legislators. This is not the prediction channel. This is not the stimulus profit channel. I do not have a glass vase in front of me and I'm predicting the future. All I'm doing is reporting the future, reporting what they want to do, and let's go over who they are. In 2020, we had legislators who promised to do something but never wrote it down. Wrote something down but never made it into a bill. Problem creators. Wrote a bill but never called it to a vote. Cash Act 2020, $3,200 retroactive stimulus check for adult dependents, never called it to a vote. And then had bills which became laws and never sent out the money. EIDL grants. So these are legislators who often, through the process, may have everything lined up perfectly, and then something happens. So you need to push. They need to hear from you because while they are elected officials, they are there to represent your interests. And many times they feel as though if they don't hear from you, they don't think you really need it. And while you're watching the video and certainly believe you need it, they need to hear that. So you need to go on social media or call them up on the phone or write them a letter saying, I need it. I think I need it. My community needs it. My state needs it. We need it. Because if they don't hear from you, they may presume you've moved on. You don't need the stimulus check. And that's why you need to go on social media. Hashtag Purple Power. Hashtag MSC. Tag your Senate Democrats. Tag your Senate, your House Democrats. Tag your elected officials. Tag your Democrats in the Senate and House from your state, from your country, and make it very clear. You need multiple stimulus checks. You need this included in a fourth stimulus package. If you don't use social media, do it the old-fashioned way. And I've had viewers have big successes this way. Call them up on the phone. Be professional. Speak to their staff. Remember, these staffers are only about 50 people at most in a DC office. They get 3 or 4 or 5 phone calls in a few days from different people. They'll get the message. They'll get the message. A lot of these elected officials, they only have social media accounts of 20, 30, 40,000 people. They'll see 300 tweets from you or 400 tweets from different people. And LALATE has a social media account of 250,000 on Twitter. LALATE sees your tweets, so they'll certainly see your tweets when you send them. And they need to hear from you about why they need a stimulus check and why they don't need a stimulus check. Finally, it's important not only to be positive, but also to push. One viewer who I like greatly, has been a longtime viewer, sent me a private message, and he didn't mean any harm to it at all. But I want to go over why this mindset is wrong. His message to me was that his father bet him that he's not getting a stimulus check, and that if he does get a stimulus check, the father will pay him some rent bill or some utility bill, which is nice. I mean, he didn't mean any harm in telling me that message. But here's where you need to focus on. This is not a game of roulette. This is not a game of blackjack or cards or casino betting. This is not, I bet you that you're going to get it. No, I bet you against. This is about pushing. And there's been a little bit too much of people thinking that everything is a prophecy, everything is this in, not in. These are legislators. There could be a stimulus check in there to the 48-hour period. The House members could put stimulus checks in there of 55 stimulus checks in there, send it over to the Senate, and then the final 2 days, the senators could say, nope, I'm taking it out. I'm giving them 0. It's a legislature. They make amendments. They make changes. They add things in. They take things out. So don't presume, one, that anything is there yet. There is no there yet. There is no bill finally finalized. And there won't be any bill finalized to the final day. That's why I have an emoji for this. Not bill yet. It's not law yet. So no one should be betting upon someone about whether you're getting or not getting it. There should be no hope of prophecy or no hope of prediction. Rather, there should be a pushing. Because ultimately, it's great that the legislators on point want you to have it. They want to have it in there. They're talking about the House Democrats, the Senate Democrats, and the President. But you need to talk about it as well. In 2020, often we were talking about the stimulus check more than they were talking about it. Now they're talking about it more. That's not reason for you to no longer talk about it. Go on social media, tag your elected officials, call them up, and stay positive. Meantime, stay with me and always subscribe. Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Next stop, 1 million. Be part of this community because this community knows how to go from A to Z. We pushed a lot in 2020, and we're far from pushing. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. VIP. Stay with this video. Next up is Overnight's Crypto. Stay right here. This video will take you automatically to there. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful evening, and stay with LA for more.